Good evening and welcome to LUTV's coverage tonight as West Bromwich Albion host Leeds United for the first meeting in a while between these two, but it's the last meeting of the season for Leeds United as we get the pre-match handshakes underway with this game being a deal between the two teams because of the proximity in the table. We'll get through all of that before we do, though. We'll get through the teams as West Brom under Richard Beale go with Foster, Williams, Nelson, Richards, Hall, a trialist, Bostock, Whitwell, Meyer, Hurd and Malcolm. There's another trialist on the bench alongside Brady, Higgins, Mafamba and Sule. And it is Leeds United starting 11 now with Scott Gardner's side. It's Rory Mahady in goal, first chance for him in the 21s. Chris Moore's the captain, James DeBayo, Diogo Montero and Connor Ferguson. Cian Coleman and Rhys Chadwick. It's then Joe Snowden, Sam Chambers and Charlie Allen. Luca Thomas will lead the line. The bench is Danny Vandenheuvel. It is Dan Tulson, Alfie Cresswell, Harvey Vincent and then Joe Richards. Myself, Tom Hill and Ben Parker bringing you all the action tonight. It's from the Hawthorns, so we expect a pitch that will be certainly inviting for the players to play their football on as Leeds look to go for unbeaten. They've beaten Derby, Newcastle, they drew with Everton last time out at Thorpe Arch, and a win tonight could help them climb up towards 20th in the table where Leicester occupy. So a bit of a carrot dangle for the team, Ben, to finish as high as possible. Good evening to you.
Yeah, and good evening to you, Tom, as well, and everyone listening in for, as you said, the last game of the season, and it seems to have flown by. Plenty of ups and downs, as always, associated with a young group, even more so this year. A lot of change off the pitch, on the pitch. It's been so new, so dynamic. A lot of the players making the step up from under 18s. Some of them still qualify, being scholars themselves. So, look, it's been a development type phase of campaign. But as you said, the last 4 games have been really good signs that the players are improving, adapting to this level. It does take a long time to adapt, to get up to the speed and playing against better players, let's face it. But this young group have taken on the challenge, and again, as you mentioned, Tom, they'll look to finish on a high tonight.
Hey, Luca Thomas to take the kick-off. These two last met in a game which sort of derailed Leeds' plans. They had to play last April, 28th of the month. Leeds, to get a result, would ensure they were up automatically. And sadly, West Brom beating them to send them into the playoffs. But with this young group we had that year, they managed to navigate those, beating Nottingham Forest in the final at Ellen Road to ensure that they play each other in the top flight of academy football this year. West Brom come into the game with 4 straight defeats, losing to Brighton, Manchester United, Newcastle and Man City. And those teams, a couple of them around them. Man City are 22nd in the academy structure, 1 place above Leeds. Newcastle 2 places above. And Baggies immediately on the attack, and they go down the line with Williams, played forward into Malcolm. Strong, powerful player, keeps Ferguson at bay. And back to one of the centre halves in the shape of Hall. Across to the trialist on show tonight. It's that time of the year where players get to play for new teams ahead of the summer, try to win a deal if they've not got a contract at their current club or will not be awarded one. It's an opportunity to put yourself in the window. So in theory, Ben, I asked this question last week to Andy Cousins. There shouldn't really be a sign of taking the foot off the gas, because players are playing for contracts. You know, if you do something in the latter stages of the season that doesn't impress your coaches, it might mean you are off somewhere else. So players, especially with the Leeds team, have normally been very fully committed, and that shouldn't change tonight either. Oh,
you're always playing for something, and knowing the group of players, the mentality. Look, if we were playing a game of chess at the training ground, they'll want to win that. So playing a game of football, which they work every day at, it's no surprise that back end of this season, when you look at the table and you think we're not going to be pushing to get in the knockout stages, they've still been improving and putting in really good performances the last month or so.
Yes, that leads with Chambers. Back it goes to Diomande, who had a really good game against Everton last time out. Was strong at the back and had plenty to do with Everton's dynamic forward line. Here's Chadwick. Allen to Ferguson, who took a touch. Not the worst ball into the box if there'd been a near post runner, but a very routine pick-up for Brad Foster. Thomas clearly wanted a different pass into the area. That was why that move broke down. West Brom try this, getting his legs in a tangle. Chambers the one that punishes him pretty quickly to win it back for Leeds, but can he do anything with it? He'll ride the challenge and still go. Chambers runs into traffic, still going to the byline. He goes, he cuts it back, he wins Leeds United a corner, and I think that was pretty determined work, Ben. I mean, he never gave up on the situation. You could quite simply say the corner's all down to Sam Chambers. Yeah,
and for the people who've not seen much of Sam Chambers, this is kind of him in a nutshell. He's strong, he's determined, he's definitely got the quality as well, but West Brom defenders will soon find out, don't have a moment of peace around Sam Chambers because he's straight on top of you.
Delivery into the box and it's cleared away. Falls to Allen with the ball back out towards the wing. Wasn't exactly easy for Chadwick to deal with. It's a bobbler, but referee gives the free kick. Diomande had covered anyway. To suggest that Fenton Hurd was pretty confident he hadn't done anything wrong, but Chadwick will get up to his feet. No sign of him backing away from the free kick either. Well, the usual set piece takers, but Luca Thomas going across as well to offer a different angle. So I mean, yeah, it's a foul. The West Brom player pretty adamant there was little contact, but you could tell in the replay that was not the case. Thomas more than likely going to whip this ball into the area. Moore, he's just stood on the edge of the box. Thomas will deliver it. He's put plenty of power on that. Too much power. Easy for the goalkeeper to let that one go. And a frustrating first set piece.
It's been a bright first 5 minutes, you have to say. I think West Brom, large part of their game, physicality. They are a big team, so set pieces we'll have to watch out against. But pace in the wide areas, down the middle, they'll try and switch the play going behind with a long ball.
Yeah, under pressure, the goalkeeper Foster, headed away by Montero. Midfield scrap that Montero is now involved in. West Brom with Hall will get the chance to come away with possession. Diomande to Ferguson, and well dealt with by the Leeds defence. Mahady was just as complimentary. He was clapping them before he got to the ball. Ferguson's pressure wins it back. Chadwick gives it away. He was looking for Allen, and this time it's West Brom's turn to force a mistake. Whitwell got past Chadwick there, but the Baggies go all the way toward the left back Nelson. On the attack with the ball into the box, and not a bad opportunity for Josh Meyer to try and convert, but got underneath the ball a little bit rather than getting over it. And thankfully for Leeds, his positioning was wrong then, because the ball itself was certainly on the money. Yeah,
and their highlights, the pace out wide, whether it's coming from the wingers or the full-backs joining in as well. It's a large part of West Brom's game. So, yeah, as a defender, can you block the cross? If not, got to deal with it inside the 18-yard box.
And a good delivery in. This time at Meyer's head, this time he heads it into the floor. Mahady though with a simple save, and Alex Williams' last two crosses, if that's the data we've got, are going to be a real threat for the rest of the game. It's another good ball in. Meyer does better this time, but not enough to score. Hopefully that's the tail of the tape for the rest of the game. Moore stands his ground, gets in front of the ball as Coleman tried to clear. Lee's just guilty of maybe trying to be a bit too cute at the back, and thankfully West Brom overrun the ball. And no wonder Rory Mahady, Ben, is taking his time.
Yeah, just calm it down. Bit of pressure from West Brom. And these occasions, you think back to only a couple of weeks ago now, the Newcastle away performance, defensively were really strong. and it took later on in the second half to get the goals. But you can't keep making mistakes like this.
Yeah, poor ball from Diomande. Maya cuts it across, Hurd into the bottom corner. The pressure does tell. West Brom have knocked on the door a couple of times in the last few minutes. 2 headers for Maya, and eventually they get their opening from a poor ball out from the back. It's West Brom 1, Leeds 0.
Yeah, you just sensed it in your last couple of minutes with a couple of crosses, the chances, but then giving the ball away when we're in possession, and when you're exposed like we are, all it takes is a bit of quality to find back the net. West Brom provide that. It was real disappointing just in terms of, I thought you dealt with the danger, mentioned the crosses, and then to give them the opportunity to have that chance. Players at this level will punish you.
So Hurd, the goal scorer. Leeds having to reset very early on inside the first 10 minutes, as you said, Ben. The pressure has been coming. Ontario gets out from the back. He was given a little push in the back by Maya, and that is where the referee gave advantage. Moore gets it away, kept in play by Snowden, just about. Now he's going for a second attempt, Snowden. Good battle. West Brom actually kept that alive, and they've done very well to do so. Nelson brings it under control, and what looked like a certain corner leads to now near halfway. Diomande up in the air. Chadwick with a flick on header into Whitwell. Thomas coming back to try and take control. Both forwards jumping for possession, and there is Ferguson trying to manage the situation and go backwards. Montero to Diomande. Ferguson. Allen uses him as a decoy runner, but when trying to play it to Chadwick, he overhit it. Trying to play it away was Ollie Bostock for West Brom. Dealt with by Hurd. Another baggage trialist coming straight through the middle. Hurd picks up possession. He's got a spring in his step, as you often do when you score a goal. Williams to the trialist via Hall and through the middle. West Brom's passing been a little bit more slicker, Ben, than ours, and hence one, that's why the scoreline is. But any chance Leeds have come forward, they've given the ball away, and if they tidy that up, we will get a game in our hands. But for now, the home team's certainly better.
Yeah, in these areas is where we've given the ball away, given the impetus to West Brom to then go hurt us. So it's important. Just simplify your passing, make the basic ones, make them stick, play to feet, and then from there you can build your attacks.
Montero in possession for Leeds, looking for Thomas, just about got it there. Ferguson looking across the box, tried to weight it for Thomas, didn't put the full power on that. And again, there's a breakdown of what Ferguson wanted. I think he wanted a more direct runner from Snowden. Thomas maybe a bit more direct. The main thing is they've got something out of it, Ben.
You have to say Conor Ferguson, he's the one who's been getting the furthest forward 2-3 times down this left-hand side. Nice little give and go with Luca Thomas, the man about to take this corner kick. He just couldn't quite get into the box for what created a chance from.
Yeah, as you say, he was the one that played it wide, so it's very difficult to then get back on level terms as Moore went for the headers underneath it. Flying in at the far post there. Into Chadwick, that's a cute ball inside. Now Coleman digs it out, double deflection, so he has to hit this. It nearly went out of play towards Thomas, 2 players going for the same ball. I think it'd been given as a goal kick anyway, but the fact that the communication at the back post wasn't perfect, Leeds would not have scored regardless. But a better response, winning the ball back, and all about that flick from Chadwick inside.
Yeah, it was, and just getting the second ball from the corner. It was a great delivery by Thomas, but just kept the ball alive, didn't we? As you mentioned, the little flick round the corner nearly got Coleman in.
Hurd to Nelson. Strong touch out of his feet, gets him on the front foot, but that pass inside's too close to Chadwick. First time for a while. West Brom have given the ball away for Leeds to attack. Now Chambers. More to Coleman. Coleman with a whip on the ball, looking for an incredibly advanced Conor Ferguson, who has clearly retired as a left back and is now playing inside forward on the left. I mean, he was up there with Luca Thomas. There was the thumb up as well, because that was obviously an intended pass. So you can see with both full-backs, they're very wide. Here's Snowden advancing now. He puts the ball in. Oh, it's a peach as well. Thomas off the crossbar. What an opportunity that was for Leeds. Ferguson wins it back. Thomas sliding in. He gets the connection. If there's any less power, it's one apiece. What a delivery from Snowden. He'll go for a second attempt at it. Instead he goes to Chambers. Not sure the crossbar stopped rattling after that effort, but Leeds, without a shadow of a doubt, should still be in this game level pegging, Ben. I mean, it's more of a shock it's missed, to be honest.
Oh, he has to score. Let's face it, what a delivery from Snowden.
This attack isn't fully over, but Leeds are not exactly going all out to score. Here's Diomande. Wanted Coleman to come short. He offers that run. And West Brom haven't touched the ball since the ball was cleared away back out of their own box from Thomas's effort. We'll get a chance to gather our thoughts about that. But yeah, I mean, the ball in, Ben, a striker's dream. So all you have to do is tap it in. And a man of Luca Thomas's standards he sets for himself, he'll be more shot than anybody. And it's one of those where if he shins it, will break off, because here his hole is gone all the way through the Leeds attack and defence, and it's whipped wide. Thankfully so by Jovan Malcolm. It should be 2-0. I mean, it should be 2-1 with the way this game has gone. And a chaotic minute and a half.
Oh, it certainly is, and so disappointing, allowing the centre half to run all the way. And it's a massive chance. Doesn't even hit the target. Mahady was just trying to guess one way or the other. But a minute and a half ago, with Luca Thomas's effort for himself, a couple of times when the ball's gone into the box, and whether he's been laying it off or just not getting to position, this time he finds himself A1 position and somehow hit the crossbar when scoring seems so much easier. It's been a bright start from both teams, certainly entertaining, as we always get with these games, don't we, Tom, at this level?
Yeah, very rarely do we find ourselves struggling for action, and this is no different as West Brom come forward again with Malcolm. Space for him to manoeuvre into. He takes it and goes and finds Hurd. Flick pass inside. Bostock was trying to squeeze it through and it's cleared away. Leeds playing it into space. That will at least allow them to restock and gather their thoughts. Richards playing away from trouble. Malcolm doesn't control it, neither does Ferguson. And Leeds can get back in possession. Chadwick will at least win a throw, but that ball was actually not finding Snowden. He was trying to play it over his head to allow Snowden to run into it, and this is what that number 7 for Leeds can do when he's given the chance. All the way across the first two players at the near post. Chris Moore's got his arms out in disbelief. You know, even he was close to scoring, getting in, and we've seen an example of it. Scott Gardner's fullbacks are as high as possibly ever I've seen them this season, and a lot more inverted as well. So clearly something they've spotted, Ben, that they can exploit. Yeah,
and they're trying to double up in the wide areas, and just any young up-and-coming wide player watching Snowden there, you don't have to beat a man to get a cross in. Give him half a yard, and watching the replay back again there, still even more amazed how he's managed to hit the crossbar from basically lying on the floor. It's done well to do that, but they're the areas we're trying to get in down the wide areas, trying to go again with Allen.
Yeah, it's Montero's pass. I don't think the coaching team will be disappointed with him giving the ball away there on the front foot, trying to find the channel. He's now got to show his defensive work though. Gets a little bit unfortunate as Malcolm rides the challenge. He puts it in the box to Bio, and Coleman sticking out legs. Shot will coming from a tired leg from Matt Richards. That was a a swing at it that he doesn't seem to be too comfortable with. And arguably where West Brom might feel, when looking at the highlights after this game, should do better.
Yeah, again, trying to get down the wide areas because it's a game of cat and mouse. As you mentioned, the fullbacks for ourselves are playing so high. And anytime the ball does turn over, West Brom are just trying to exploit where the space is left. So it's important when we're giving that ball away, can we fill just spaces, just slow down that ball in behind, because it's quite devastating at the moment.
Mahady apologises for the misplaced pass. Knowing the goalkeeper tonight from our under-18s coverage, that won't put him off though. He will make mistakes and continue to try and push the ball downfield. It is an asset of his game, his distribution. Sadly on that occasion got his bearings wrong. Chadwick a bit soft in the challenge, and that's why West Brom can prevail. Into the box with Meyer. He's going to go for goal and thumps it home. And frustration for Leeds on what was a bit of a soft goal to give away, but West Brom seemed to just have the better of them on both occasions, in the first challenge and then into the challenge through the centre halves. Leeds just a little bit caught. Once he'd set off on his run, Ben, no one was catching him. From a near post perspective, it's hit with some power. I'm not sure Mahady expected it to be that venison, but that's what happened. Near post, keeper will be disappointed as well.
Yeah, again, just like central areas, you do get punished. I've seen it so many times, not even this season, over the last few years, and West Brom just exploiting it. They're just doing the basics a little bit better than we are, and when they're getting into the final third, you have to say they've been so clinical with the two finishes.
They certainly have real frustration for Scott Gardner's side so far. Mr. Bio. Mahady. Coleman under pressure will have to go back to the goalkeeper. There isn't another option. Snowden beaten to the challenge by Nelson. Body language suggested he wanted a free kick, but not given. And that's the last couple of occasions where Leeds have been weaker in the challenge. West Brom have kicked on from that. Chadwick drops the shoulder. Can't go wide because Snowden had moved into the middle, so Leeds keep hold of possession. And Ferguson asking for it at left back. Oh, such a delicate touch from Chambers. Exactly the amount of curl you need to get it away, and he rolls it to the right. He puts too much on it. Snowden does get to it, but only for Nelson to take it away from him. But Chambers, I mean, what a touch, Ben, to turn, help him move and advance. He'd be then frustrated by the poor pass out wide, but getting him involved is crucial to coming back level in this game. Yeah,
we've seen so many times under 18 level, this level, for quite a strong physical player. He's so nimble in his turn there, just epitomises that strength of his.
Yeah, Ferguson is now the only forward they've got because Thomas played him. Ferguson will wait the pass out wide to Snowden. Another fact, it's actually Chris Moore. He's cutting it back for Snowden. Right to the challenge, he'll get a chance to shoot. Blocked. Allen on the rebound. Doesn't sit for him properly. So he's got to try and work some magic, the Northern Irishman. Chambers. And Leeds unable to deliver the cross when they wanted. Allen to Ferguson. It's beautiful football from Leeds. Allen's first touch a little heavy. Snowden went for a second swing at it. It's still not fully clear. Leeds working in nearly impossible spaces to manoeuvre, and still Snowden went to backheel it, and it's still not fully clear. The football continues to be played by Leeds United at a higher level. Chambers, another block. West Brom come away with it. I thought he won the ball. Free kick is given. I mean, some of the close control, the flicks, the passes, is from a team that would be winning 3 or 4-0. And arguably inside halfway this first half, Leeds should have had a goal. That was lovely to watch. Sadly, no end products.
Yeah, and that was the disappointing thing. We just couldn't get an extra moment of quality or get an extra moment of half a yard to fully test the goalkeeper. But the way we just kept the ball, you mentioned the close control, everything about it was great. But yeah, again, West Brom are in.
Yeah, they are. And they're on the front foot with Maya. Experienced campaigner, waits for some company, gets it through Williams. The cutback is on, saved by Mahady. Such a crucial one. It was going into the bottom corner. He denies West Brom a third goal. And whatever the full-time score is tonight, that could have such a big implication on it. Showed his reactions. Mahady then kept himself big, but he might have to do more work here. Hurd inside to Maya. Got to stay big, Montero, and he does. Back out to Hurd. Malcolm comes for an attempt. Ferguson flies in. He catches Malcolm as he does. But Leeds survive and get away with it. And it was all hands on deck, Ben.
It's going to be one of these bonkers scorelines. You can just feel it, can't you? Because both sets of players are all going out for the attack, aren't they, so far in this first 23 and a half minutes. Just neglecting the defensive duties. You can see already Conor Ferguson, he's bombing forward. It does have a feel of a last game of season type thing where it's like, okay, gung-ho, we're just going to try and score as many as we can here tonight.
Montero to Snowden. Chadwick to Snowden. Forward run was from Coleman. Leeds are getting up in numbers. Here's Ferguson. It's Allen on his inside. It is the number 11 that receives possession. Not much of a forward run though from Snowden. Coleman likewise, so Leeds will be keeping possession. Thomas could have played, so Allen could have played Thomas in short, went over the top of him to Moore. The Leeds are going to get back in their structure as Montero gives the ball away. Fell for the trap. Hurd was just waiting for him to play it to Coleman and then switched his position quickly. Now Leeds on the back foot. Hurd, he's played it all the way across. Coleman's missed it. A chance for them to score again here. West Brom on the counter-attack. Mahady says Maya's gone for a second attempt and it is into the back of the net. And Leeds United guilty of their own downfall once again. And another centre-back pass out from the back goes astray. West Brom 3, Leeds 0.
Yeah, and we keep repeating ourselves by saying make mistakes, give the ball away, especially how open we're playing tonight. West Brom have got the quality. All the teams and all the players at this level do. You get punished straight away, time and time again. The frustrating part is it doesn't even feel like it's a 3-0 score line. The difference is West Brom have just been so clinical.
Yes, so clinical indeed. And of course, a man of his stature, Josh Maya, that is not a real surprise. Adebayo has possession and rolls it to Montero. So, got to praise West Brom as well for their clinical sort of display. We hope it fades away as this game continues, because otherwise the scoreline will be certainly going to get worse for Leeds if they can continue this same clinical edge. But you know, Maya's played at a high level. Sunderland, Bordeaux, Fulham, Stoke. Maybe the most experienced campaigner these defenders have come up against. And the 2 goals tell you that story, but you know, 2 of them from defensive errors from Leeds. Can they make a difference here? Chadwick, inside run from Chambers. Defender gets across, they clear behind, works back in their numbers, and I think you hit the nail on the head, Ben. The crazy thing is Leeds could easily score 2 goals if they keep this up before the end of the half-time. First half interval. And
that's what the belief and the drive will get within from how well we have actually done as a forward threat, as a unit. You see there's still young players linking up in Chadwick and Chambers. They're 2 of the boys we'll probably be seeing in the FA Youth Cup final. Not too long away is that game now.
Clearance all the way back to Mahady. Chadwick goes to ground. Ball winning challenge as the referee, who was not too far away. Malcolm. Hurd has become quite a weapon in that midfield for West Brom. He got the opening goal. He's playing some really crisp passes, making direct runs. He's here again. He's pretty much got a free roll to manoeuvre. It's up to Keane Coleman to pretty much track him wherever he goes. Heavy touch from Malcolm. Leeds are unlucky. Ferguson was trying to play Chambers. It hit Chadwick. Chambers wins it back. This is where he brings his main strength into play. Not really sure who's going to get the blame for that yellow card, because it's the number 8 in Harry Whitwell that went to ground, but I actually think the main contact was from Matt Richards, and that is what Whitwell is trying to tell him. I don't think he claims he's touched him. But it doesn't really matter for us. Someone's been carded, and that's the right call. Somebody had to be booked for the challenge. Who do you blame, Ben?
Well, the referee, as you said, could have put both of them, to be honest. Like a WWE tag team in the end on Chambers. But again, there's the desire, there's the kind of mentality you want to see from your players. We mentioned just at the start of the game what drives you on as a player, even more so when you're 3-0 down in these kind of situations. You still want to try and do the right things, even if you was winning 3-0. You still got to put that mindset to one side and do what you've been doing all week in training, building up towards the game.
So Mahady taking a bit of sting out of this to try and make sure that Leeds can regroup, especially with the fact that 2 of the goals have come from defensive lapses with passes out from the back. Sweeps up and handles proceedings at the back as Mahady gets it. West Brom is certainly setting the traps back there. They feel Leeds are vulnerable across the back 4 and in goal. It's a good job Luca Thomas slammed the brakes on, because even though him and Charlie Allen have picked up knocks, that could have been much worse. Referee not really showing any sympathy for the fact that Leeds have got 2 players slightly out of action. Just keep glancing the ref at Allen and Thomas, and the walking wounded continue to stay out there. But West Brom not under much pressure, Ben, since the 3rd goal went in. That might change here, because Coleman's picked the pocket. He's actually going to go for goal, Coleman. There wasn't many options to advance with it. He'd have had to slam the brakes on. Sadly, Brad Foster was not off his line enough, but we'll take the positive from the winning the ball back. We need more of that in those areas. No,
we do, but then we win the ball back, as you mentioned. We just had no threats in the forward areas. That's why Keane Coleman tried the effort. Goalkeeper Foster was always getting back into position, unfortunately.
Mahady and Moore deal with things at the back. He's not really going anywhere with it. Back to Adebayo. Ferguson flick to Allen. Thomas was behind him but couldn't see him due to the defender. Allen's worked well to actually get it to Ferguson. That ball went out of play by the looks of things, but referee consults the linesman and doesn't give it, and Leeds just not getting the rub of the green in some of those areas to gain any extra momentum. It's often the way it goes when you're on top, Ben. Those little 50-50 calls go your way. It's going to take a monumental effort for a draw. Is it all about working in small blocks? You've got a maybe a 15-minute block here with a stoppage time at the end of the first half to try and get a goal back and work that way. Get your thoughts in a second, because for now they've got more defensive work to do as Bostock. Malcolm lays it off. Good work from Allen to get away from trouble. But how do you think Scott Gardner's team will be approaching it? In fact, has to break off again because Chambers is still coming forward. He goes without the ball. Finally, Ben, I can bring you in.
Yeah, I know how they're going to approach it, and they're not going to change from start of this game. It's all been gung-ho, hasn't it, really? Just trying to get forward as much as possible, commit many bodies forward into these areas. Again, Conor Ferguson is off. And that's just a part of the game, isn't it, Tom? Tonight, this first 33 minutes, because we've got into some great positions, and whether it's been last-ditch defending from the West Brom defenders, putting the blocks in, just not getting the right pass or final delivery. When you flip it around the other side, when we've gifted West Brom the opportunities, they've been so clinical.
Yeah, so frustrating for Ferguson there. Great interception, got on the front foot, and that weight of that pass. Here's the bio. Ntege again, the two centre-backs have been under heaps of pressure for Leeds. Ntege inside, he was looking for Allen. Ferguson does very well, bails Leeds out, the deflection goes his way as well. Ntege to Debio. Leeds not going very far with it, but mentioned earlier about the mistakes at the back. It's building these blocks as Snowden gets in behind. He was offside. You can tell by his reaction, he's clearly feeling that wasn't the right call. Is it more about building that consistency, Ben, rather than going for the gung-ho effort to get it back? It's not normal the way, is it, with this group? It isn't a case of sheer panic. It's more momentum to build back in, and you definitely feel that they are worthy of a goal.
Yeah, I'd agree with that, but it's keeping the ball out of back of the net, and that's just sort of down to your defenders and your goalkeeper. It's working defensively as a shape, and you put all the work in. But sometimes when players for West Brom tonight, experienced players coming up against, but you'll be playing against these players week in, week out, making that next step in your career. So it's a good test, really is. But for us to build into the game, it's, can we keep the ball out of the back of the net? Can we limit the mistakes? As soon as we do that, that's when we can start trying to build forward and move further up the pitch.
Hall clears. Ferguson goes to ground. Quite crafty there, Ferguson. It's not crafty. Referee spotted it. As he was on the floor, he just tangled the legs up in between Jove and Malcolm's to make sure he couldn't run away. Referee didn't miss the trick. Less than 10 minutes left of this first half. The Baggies lead. If you just join us, goals from Hurd and a brace from Josh Meyer. Howson advancing, goal kick given. Don't think there was enough contact, was there, Ben, for a penalty? Certainly a bit of a nervous moment for Leeds, but I don't think it was fully from behind, was it? It was slightly across the chest at the same time. The referee made the decision from that. Yeah,
but I liked Snowden's reaction to it, because he initially got done with the turn, but his recovery skills were great, and sometimes just let those things continue. You'll have a bit of contact, surely. So I thought the referee dealt with it pretty well.
Mahady to Debayo. More to Snowden. Coleman gets there, but West Brom have smothered him. And now coming forward, Whitwell. Shooting opportunity. Mahady spills. He'll dive at the feet for the second attempt. He makes an error and then makes amends immediately. Roro Mahady. Good reactions. In fact, it was actually Bostock going for goal. And what could have been 4-0 for more pressurising out from the... or more advancing work from out from the back Ben, and the pressurising nearly telling for West Brom. Leeds can come forward here now with Allen. He is stopped by Hall. And this rather strange game continues. Just when you think West Brom are going to be 4-0 up, Allen's nearly 1-on-1.
Yeah, and the thing is, if this game was, call it 3-3, you'd be like, wow, what a game. But with it been the scoreline as it is, you're thinking West Brom have been fully on top for the whole of this first half, and it's definitely not been that way at all. We've had so many chances and good positions in this match.
Thomas's corner cleared away easily by West Brom. Here's Allen. Keeps it safe with a pass back to Mahady. And now Ferguson can take over. Coleman flick from Moore, nearly finds Snowden. He was offside anyway, so West Brom can take the sting out of this once again. That's twice in a row that Snowden's been flagged offside by the linesman on that far side of the Hawthorns. So work for him to do to try and get back in position, as Luca Thomas has hurt himself there. And you know it's bad when he sinks to the ground. And we said this a few times this season. Well, if you've played football, other sports as well, and you clash knees with somebody, the feeling is quite horrible. And if that's what he's done, my deepest sympathies go out to him. And I hope he's okay. There's nothing more serious than that. But for the next 20 or 30 seconds, he's going to be in a world of discomfort.
Yeah, and that
makes you feel sick, doesn't it?
Oh, it's not pleasant one little bit. And that's all you hope it has done. Just seeing the physio checking him over. But 40 minutes gone. We try and reflect on the game, and yeah, it's just been an absolute, I won't say bonkers game. It's just large parts we've done well, other parts we haven't done nowhere near where we've been so good the last 4 games. You just see that chance there from Thomas. But we've got so many good situations, but the goals we've seen here from West Brom, we've gifted them the goals. We have to say that. And that's the disappointing thing as a collective, because there'll be players out there in the pink shirts thinking, I've actually played okay so far tonight, but we're losing 3-0. Being there, player myself, but that's where you've got to try and regather, regroup, and just try and go again. You see the messages from Scott Gardner in the green Stuart Downing in the black Adidas coat, just having word with Keane Coleman. Obviously, he's got a vital position in that centre midfield area, and he'll know himself that we can't keep giving opportunities away. As Luca Thomas is hobbling towards the sideline, seems okay, but we know, as you said, Tom, yeah, those knee-on-knee contact collisions are so painful.
Yeah, with the time where it is, he might give it a couple of minutes to try and run it off before half-time and then get further treatment, but fingers crossed he's okay to continue, not only for himself, of course, for this team's lent heavily on him throughout the season. Scored some fantastic goals for the 21s. As West Brom come forward again, Ferguson. Montero stands his ground, gets it to Allen. Allen does get it to Chadwick, but not by the means necessary that he wanted. He wanted to be a lot more controlled than that. He ended up getting Chadwick a kick to the leg, and that is Harry Whitwell that's on a yellow card. Not saying that's a yellow card offence, but if he continues to rack them up, that'll be a warning sign coming from the ref. Thomas is back on. The bio to Coleman. Plenty of space for him to work into. Moore takes control, steps forward, now to Thomas. Leg looks okay from there as he finds Ferguson. Allen. Back to Ferguson. Montero to Debye, wants somebody in the middle. The two West Brom players up front have been so effective in closing down the centre halves, narrowing the space. If you look at the frame here, though, the fullbacks are that high that the only players in view of Chadwick are both centre halves, and whether there's a tweak to the tactics, we will find out after the half-time interval. But Scott Gardner's side have also got plenty of joy from playing those tactics, so it's a fine line. Still in possession here with Montero. Or we'll let that trickle out of play for a throw. But West Brom, I mean, they're 3-0 up. They've scored 2 goals thanks to Leeds' mistakes. They're more than happy for Leeds to be where they are now, passing the ball around the back four. No sign of any danger for them here. That might change as Ferguson crosses the ball in. It's cleared away by the trialist and out of play for a throw. But there isn't any sign of panic there from the Baggies at all, is there?
And they're, like you said, they're more than welcome just to kind of mid-block, low-block, be a bit deeper, because they know they've got the pace, especially on the counter-attack. So there lies another danger for ourselves. Again, full-back's going to go high and wide. But then it's on that transition. If we do give away, even in these areas, West Brom's so comfortable in their shape. But it's important, just keep moving the ball. Keep moving it nice and quick. Don't have to risk the ball in these situations.
Yeah, Snowden, Thomas. Here's Coleman. Gets the ricochet in his favour. Chambers. Into Allen. Allen's ball in, easy catch for the goalkeeper. Allen just trying something different. Leeds had not been that direct. I was about to say that myself before he whips the ball in, but problem was that because he changed the tactics, nobody in Leeds colours were expecting it. Whitwell, Malcolm tries to stay on side. Ferguson will have to cover. Leeds stretched at the back. All the way across the face of goal. Mahady was expecting the effort to come in. You could see him coming across to try and claim it. Another counter-attack. And you identified it very early. Pace out wide is West Brom's asset, and he's provided it all night long so far.
And it's just not nice as a defender when you're just running back towards your own goal and you feel like you're doing it constantly. You have to do it so many times in the first 45 minutes. Yeah, you want to get defensively sound as a structure, but we're just not set up that way tonight.
Yeah, Coleman. Thomas. Looking for the inside ball, he's got it to Allen. He tries to put it across. There's nobody there, though, for Leeds. Snowden and Chadwick a little bit behind. And I mean, that might be the 4th time Leeds have got into a good area, and it's just not set. There's nobody coming in when they should be. The only time it has is when Snowden put Thomas in, who from about 3 yards out hit the crossbar. But something to build on starting from this corner, hopefully. Ended the first half ideally with a goal to give themselves a lifeline in this contest. Chadwick's delivery underneath it towards Montero. West Brom clear with Hurd, and now there's only one thing in their mind, and it's a counter-attack, but the pass will stop that from happening immediately. Expected Malcolm to run at Chambers there, probably player out of position, but thankfully for us he did not. And halfway through the stoppage time, both teams playing a similar sort of pattern bent, possession football. With a chance to go forward, they can. No sign of West Brom's this sitting back either.
No, not, and be interesting to see how West Brom do approach the second half. Are they going to be more cautious? And sometimes that can allow us just to be on the front foot more, getting wary of the pace they do have in the forward areas on the counter. But for them, if West Brom keep coming forward like this, you just want to get that one chance, that one goal. If we can make it 3-1 in the second half, I mean, who knows? But Again, it goes back to kind of get into a game. You just limit your mistakes, limit your areas where you do make mistakes, because you're going to make mistakes. Everyone makes a mistake in a game of football, but it's doing it in the right areas.
Effortless pass away from trouble from West Brom. Taylor's ball forward. West Brom just trying to slow things down. Leeds haven't got long here if they want to register one final attack before the end of the first half, and the way they're playing suggests they're not that keen to go for broke and get it. Walking football for now as Chadwick gets it from Debayo. Moore allows Chambers to run on to that pass. Gets the touch off the defender, so he's going to try and win the corner, and he will. And this is going to be Leeds' last chance. He takes it short, tries to catch them out. Is that a chance that will go begging? It is, because they don't go forward with it, Leeds. They go backwards, and that is the end of the first half. So half-time at the Hawthorns, it's 3-0. Goals from Hurd and a brace from Myatt. Join us soon for second half commentary. Welcome back to LUTV's coverage. Doesn't look like we've got a change for Leeds United. We do, though, have a change for West Brom, and that is one trialist for another. They had two trialists on the team sheet tonight. The Baggies, and I do dare say they've made my life an absolute doddle by replacing each other. So we'll have to see how this game pans out. West Brom scored 3 goals, 2 of them from Leeds' mistakes. So you'd like to think with a team talk behind them, Leeds will tidy things up in that department. Myself, Tom Hill and Ben Parker bringing you all the action. But what was another chaotic 21s game? The chances we missed suggest there's positivity to go forward, but can't afford to give chances away, Ben, like they did in the first half, otherwise West Brom will punish them. So big start needed. First, especially this 10 to 15 minutes, set the stall out.
Yeah, definitely, and that will definitely be the message from Scott Garner to his players at half-time. And just reiterate, getting some good position as Chambers is striding forward with the ball at ease here.
He's striding forward. Snowden, still not clear. Allen won't set for him. Now he eventually won't sit. Now he sets himself and goes for it. Debayo straight to the back of Hurd. Easy free kick for the referee to give.
But yeah, going back to kind of the message at half-time, what we think it might have been or probably would have been is, yeah, first 10-15 minutes, as you said, Tom, build into the game. Don't concede the chances. Don't give the ball away in dangerous areas there where West Brom have got the players to go hurt us. Do that, and then you build yourself back into this second half and just take it a little step at a time.
Yeah, they get the decision going against them, so there's some frustration there. And the referee wants a word. And our experience covering Charlie Allen over the years suggests he is a passionate young man. The referee, though, of course, will claim he didn't need to give an explanation as the free kick goes West Brom's way. Stopped by Snowden. He clearly felt he'd won the throw because he was right in the face trying to chase after the ball. Moore with a throw in for Leeds. No plan to advance downfield. Wants to keep it nice and safe. Looks like Diomande and Montero have swapped sides in this half. As that ball, did it stay in? I'm clutching at straws if it did, because that was another calamity moment nearly at the back there. Coleman tried to take the sting out of the pass, but could only add to it, and the answer he knows is a firm no. It did go out of play. Montero wasn't able to keep it in. So, corner to be taken by Ollie Bostock. Looks like he'll be going short unless he's got a rather incredible technique to get some backlift from a short run-up. Referee stopped the game anyway. Coleman not appreciating the attention of the trialist in his face, trying to protect his goalkeeper. Trialist has an opportunity to score. And a wicked effort from Maya into the hands of Mahady, who will try and bring it clear. But a scrappy start then, second half.
Yeah, and I think from our point of view, don't really kind of mind the scrappy nature of it. As we mentioned, it's important just not to concede that fourth so early in the second half, but it's just these occasions when you see Coleman, can you open the body out, play it to Chris Moore, just get out of that little danger area.
Snowden, Allen with space. Ferguson on the overlap, gets it to him, but the tracking back of Malcolm was sadly perfect there for West Brom. And without that effort, Ferguson had a free effort on goal or a cross. Montero and Snowden exchanging passes. Montero went cross-field. Ferguson, had he been touching the touchline, would have kept it in, but he was a little bit too far inside and the pass was overhit. West Brom have a throw, and it's those instances, Ben, where Leeds need to try and cut them out. They can't be a good spot of possession than giving the ball away. If they're going to get any momentum, it has to be short, snappy and constant, doesn't it? It can't be going that way as the rain starts to fall at the Hawthorns.
Yeah, we've not had much rain lately, have we? So it's nice to see a bit of that.
Yeah, a bit of slickness in the surface. It must be rock hard. I'm glad we can make ourselves laugh with 3-0 scoreline against us as Nelson plays it down the line. The Bostock try to turn past Moore. One of the stronger members of this Leeds defence. Got too tight. Chambers tried to take his legs out from underneath him. Bostock given an opportunity to shoot. Diomande with a block. Malcolm collects layoff coming in from Hurd, and now the cross comes in, blocked by Diomande's left hip, behind for a corner.
Yeah, you just think where the moment you had West Brom, you think we had the numbers, but great bit of skill, bit of trickery on the little half turn, and then he's running at the back four. Just get the numbers back to stop the cross, put it behind for a corner, and this is where, again, West Brom will try and utilise the physicality. They are a big team.
Bostock with the delivery. Moore gets his head to it. Try to play it forward with Richards. West Brom keep it alive. Richard rolls it towards the trialist. Further wide to Malcolm. Richards under pressure from Snowden. Coleman pushing up as well. Leeds get the nod for the throw from the referee. Free kick appeals. Chambers perplexed how he didn't get one. Poor touch from Nelson gives Leeds a chance to get back on the ball. Mahady rolls it to the left-hand side, keeping it in his Ferguson. Chadwick in the middle. Chadwick to Chambers. Gets him on the front foot. That's where Leeds need him. Let him turn and run at this defence. Snowden, inside run for Moore. Uses him to ignore and go for goal. Puts a bit too much on it, but the best chance for Leeds in this second half. It was quite, quite quick, fast-flowing football, and I think maybe Leeds guilty towards that first half ending, Ben. A little bit slow. As they pick up the pace there, they went straight through with ease. But the referee wants a word with Moore as the captain. I think Coleman's spoke out of turn.
Yeah, but the times we have with the ball at a tempo, first half and start this second, is that's when we've had dangerous moments, going to dangerous situations. And that occasion, exactly the same. Move the ball out wide to Snowden. Good little run by Chris Moore, creates that little bit of space Snowden needs. Unfortunately, with his effort, didn't hit the target, but just reiterate the message to the players that when you do move it nice and quick, nice and sharp, you do create chances.
Yeah, Coleman was carded, by the way, so spoke out of turn, and referee not having it. Here's Meyer. Charlie's going back to Foster. West Brom have advantage from the throw into Hurd, who's been so effective tonight for West Brom. He's kept the ball well, he's linked the play even better. And again, I said it earlier, when momentum's behind you, you often win those 50-50s, and it's the same at the start of this second half for West Brom. They seem to be winning every challenge, every flick at the last minute to get a throw. Nelson down the line. Picks out Bostock, pass inside to Hurd again, shields off Coleman. Whitwell keeps it away from Montero, but Leeds, if they can get it back here, have got a good opportunity. Thomas, got inside runner, it's a challenge from behind, no free kick. Chambers has done tremendously well. Now can he get the pass back inside? He tries to drill it across, looking for Thomas. Good feet originally from Sam Chambers, got Leeds into a better space, and again, it's no secret, when you pick him out, something happens. He's the number 10. He's got great feet, driving forward, a nightmare for defenders. Leeds just haven't given him enough services. The goalkeeper nearly spills it from a simple cross, but still 3-0.
Yeah, it's still working hard. Off the ball, you'll never fault the kind of effort and determination of this group. They've cut out the mistakes that we saw at the start of the first half. It's just these occasions when they get in the space of the West Brom, if they do beat that initial press.
Yeah, Hurd, options left and right. Picks out Bostock. Will make another run as well. Bostock tries to whip it into the far corner. Moore gets the block in. Nearly trickled in the opposite corner. Still behind though for a corner. And there was the pace there that West Brom attacked with. Once DeBayo committed, it was a touch on foot. I mean, he got a touch to the ball, didn't he? But it deflected away. But Fenton Hurd has been the main antagonist at West Brom for me. Being everywhere as we see Joe Richards warming up for for Leeds in the corner of the stand for West Brom to take this corner. It will be Ollie Bostock once more. Picks out Meyer at the far post. Mahady tips it over onto the crossbar, just trying to get any touch to the ball. And the set piece to come here. Taken short to Malcolm. The Clifford to the far post. He's overhit the try. So he's got work to do to keep it in. Ferguson putting the pressure on. Back to Whitwell. He delivers the ball in all the way across the 6-yard box. Back out to Bostock. Low and hard delivery met by Chris Moore. And he clears towards halfway. And that bench for Leeds, Toulson, Cresswell, Vincent and Richards may have to be turned to soon by Scott Garner if there's any way back into this game. Deflection of Coleman and then Chris Moore. And we have another set piece. And they're turning the screw here, West Brom. Leeds try to stand firm, Ben, to make sure it doesn't get any worse on the score sheet.
Yeah, they're just trying to dig in. So far, so good from the set pieces. The delivery's been decent. Mentioned the out of threat West Brom from these situations, but they're giving absolutely everything just to try and clear the ball, clear the danger.
Yeah, Whitwell, touch fortunate to get away from Allen. Williams, time and space for him. Ntege gets a challenge in on Malcolm. And the cross is overhit. Leeds finally get a bit of respite.
Yeah, good little passage of play defensively because, yeah, West Brom firmly on top in that little 5-minute period there, but be very easy 3-0 down just to not down tools, but not commit to your defending like you normally would early part of a game. So full credit to everyone connected defending those situations, but got to do it again now.
Yeah, they have. Here's Bostock, floats it, or tried to float it anyway. Coleman gets there first. Here's Snowden. Nelson got to him, but he got it away. And here's Chambers. West Brom player is pulling Snowden back. Chambers through the middle, gets it to Thomas, opens up for a shot. He'll go for it. Keeper tips it only towards Allen. Williams gets there first. Leeds, though, have bodies forward. Ferguson making an inside run, ignored by Allen. Here's Chadwick. Leeds just taking the sting out of things rather than going for Broke to try and get a goal back into this game. I'm surprised the referee didn't spot the pull on Snowden. A shame for Leeds that while they have an attack, they actually end up back with Mahady several passes later, but trying to control the game a little more in this second half. Bit of a push there from Snowden. Referee spots it, linesman spots it, and we stay at 3-0.
Yeah, it's not made friends with the linesmen tonight, has he, Joe Snowden?
No.
A couple in the first half that I didn't think was an offside. A push where I didn't think it was then, but again, another good sign of his good tempo with the passing. The ball comes to Thomas on edge of the box, and I don't mind him having an effort there. Could have played the ball to his left-hand side. Tried to go to the keeper's near post. Goalkeeper's alert and alive to it.
Free kick to Leeds. Coleman. Chambers. Not for the first time. Matt Richards pulling the shirt of a midfielder to stop them advancing. Leeds clearly feeling there should be more in that. Richards protesting, he did very little wrong. Chadwick was in the middle, but Chambers went for the safety route. Here's Coleman. Out to Snowden. Now back to Chambers again. Joe Richards nearly ready to enter the fray out there tonight. So options for Scott Gardner. Could put him to either fullback. Move Chris Moore into the middle. He has played right wing, but with Leeds trailing, not sure that would be the preferred route as Snowden goes wide to Allen. Allen inside, the pass under hit. Didn't get the purchase on the ball that he wanted, and now he'll have to track back and help out because West Brom for a second looked like they were in. But he does work hard, to his credit, Ben, and ensure that Leeds didn't give too much territory away. And there's another lucky deflection to give West Brom more field position.
Yeah, that's what they continue to do, and they are working hard. They really are, and still trying to get into those good areas in the final third. You know they've got the quality. But whether it's a lapse in concentration from a quick throw here or giving the ball away, this is West Brom are dangerous.
Bostock all the way across the face, overhit for Meyer. Ferguson's clearance actually went the wrong way, but Leeds dealt with it. Chambers turns away, but well won back by West Brom. It's a brave bit of defending by Nelson. And Diego Nelson just coming off second best there as he limps away, so he felt the full nature of that challenge. As Leeds continue to fight, looking for a way back, any way back into this game. There's still time on the clock for them to make a comeback, and perhaps if it's any other team, you would suggest that that wasn't within their remit, but we know what this team can do. Adebayo commits out of the back and plays it forward. Chadwick trying to release Allen. I think Luca Thomas maybe encouraging him to carry it further first, and that's where it's just not clicked. Whereas for West Brom, whenever they've got forward, it hasn't been a case of a misplaced pass. It's been clinical into the back of the net, or Mahady's bailed Leeds out. Here's Chadwick. Put under pressure by Richards, who I actually thought timed the challenge quite well, but we'll take it. And there is the change lined up, so it is for Charlie Allen, who will make his way off behind the goal at the Hawthorns. And ordinarily, Ben, I wouldn't sit here and say that our right back could go to left wing, but I'm very aware that this could very much happen.
Oh, we've certainly seen stranger things than that, but that's where he's heading.
Right, so our under-18s right back is now our left forward. And of course, a bit of a security blanket for Conor Ferguson, having another full-back out there with him. Adebayo to Coleman. Played back by Montero. Malcolm charging forward. Ferguson covers as Adebayo tries to dispossess him. Apparently enough in that for a free kick. That ball was rolling, so the free kick will be halted. Do you see anything in that from Adebayo? I thought he had hold of his shoulder, but he didn't pull him. I mean, the linesman's got a better view, so. But
yeah, again,
I'm shocked.
Yeah, we said in the first half there was a challenge where there was a little bit of contact. It was Snowden in the first half, and play continued, and even less contact. This situation, you get a free kick, and I just think there was occasions. Both sets of players rather just play continue, but as you mentioned, the linesman stood only a matter of yards away. He's got the best view in the house.
Kill ball in. Adebayo wins the first header and the second. Nobody up there for Leeds though to try and retain possession. Whitwell has it, and he's running forward for now before going back to Fenton Hurd. Chadwick not happy at the official. He felt he was tripped as he was making his way forward. Free kick given away. You've got Chambers and Chadwick nearby that were perhaps guilty. Poor free kick delivered. Snowden's got to be clever. Good job he is. The two number 7s going at it. Snowden inside to Chambers. Leaving his ankle snapped away by Richards. Good play from Chambers again. Thomas turns it further wide to Ferguson. Richards trying to stay onside and offer support down the line. Gives Richards a chance here. And the cutback was on in the box. Went for safety back to Debayo. And Debayo's overhit it. And all the way out for a goal kick.
Yeah, and again, another promising situation. Just a turn, yeah, again from Chambers. Good striking play then, followed by Thomas. Wick out wide to... I find it weird calling Richards our left winger when I'm used to him playing at right back, but that's where he is. Then nothing on in the box. Tried to have a rebuild and attack, but came to nothing in the end.
Yeah, Chadwick will be counted here. Whitwell was running through with that much space. Chadwick is being called over. And I don't think there's much of a complaint there from Reece Chadwick. He wasn't happy at a referee decision a few minutes ago, but there's not much appeal there. Got the wrong side and was trying to slow him down from the first minute after that.
Yeah, he was one of those when a little initial pull back, then he tried to just raise his arms in the air, trying to deceive the referee. Wasn't having any of it in the end. Sometimes you've got to do that as a midfielder. Take a yellow card for your team. I know it's 3-0 down, but those are just little dark arts of the game, especially that middle of the park. You've got to learn and develop.
Coleman gets Chambers driving forward. Snowden in support. Stood up by the West Brom defence. The trial is standing his ground. Coleman gets more coming in to help out. Here's Snowden, just a little pop pass down the line. Moore tries to return the ball back into the box. Deflection works in Leeds' favour for a change, but only for a clearance. Richards gets a toe to the ball. Coleman under pressure immediately by Hurd. Leeds piling the pressure on. Moore's delivery towards Thomas picks him out. The slap of the wrist is a frustration from Luca Thomas because he feels he should have done better.
Oh, yeah. Half chance at least here because it's a great cross from Chris Moore. Loads of whip, dip. Luca Thomas is in between the two centre halves, and you can see his disappointment that he's not at least hit the target from that situation. And as much as West Brom have, 3-0 on the scoreline, dangerous situations going forward for themselves. If we had 3 goals to our name, you could not complain whatsoever, but sometimes these games work out this way.
Yeah, so changes being made here for West Brom. Mohammed is coming on for Richards.
Substitution for West Bromwich Albion, that's number 4, Matt Richards.
Another change appears to be suggesting, in fact, Whitwell's actually claiming he wants a drink rather than coming off, so he's staying on. Leeds are getting a tactical debrief while this is taking place. And a bit of confusion at the Hawthorns deciding who's coming off. Fourth official has been updated now as Leeds try and have a discussion of what to do to try and get a goal back. And still no clarity yet on who is in fact, they're waiting for Hurd, aren't they? Look like when Maya was coming across, perhaps Hurd had been told he was okay to continue, but suggestions are as he makes his way off the pitch that he's unable to return. So Higgins will come on. I think we've got to praise Fenton Hurd for his performance, Ben. He was a nuisance, and I say that as a compliment.
100% agree. It's been a real thorn in our side tonight, but I'm just glad the officials got there in the end with the substitution.
Yeah, no rush. Players have only got back to get back to Yorkshire tonight as Whitwell gives away a free kick. So Thomas has gone over to stand, maybe have a goal, go for goal here. Look at Thomas, he's perhaps in his thinking. Is he being told for Reece Chadwick to take it? Look at the bench to suggest what's potential. Chadwick will look across. He does float the ball in to the far post for more. Back into the 6-yard box. Nobody for Leeds had committed though. Here's Snowden. Coleman loops it in. Diomande with a header into the back of the net. Leeds do have a goal back, and that is a really good ball in from Leeds United. And James Diomande just made it look so easy. Whether West Brom thought it was offside, but they hadn't a clue where the Leeds United number 6 was coming from. And we have a goal and maybe a chance of a exciting last 15 minutes. West Brom 3, Leeds United 1.
Yeah, it's a goal out of nothing really, because West Brom think they deal with the danger on the second occasion, but look at this desire just from Snowden to keep the ball in. Could have easily let it gone out for a throw. Coleman hopeful ball into the box. Defender static, goalkeeper static. One player that's on the move, it's James Diomande. Simple header, and who knows, Tom?
Yeah, I gave up a long time ago. Try to forecast what Leeds will do in these games. We've had some absolute crackers over the years as Leeds get a throw, and you keep saying, especially with this group, momentum in youth football is such a big thing as well. You never know what a goal does for the confidence, or what does it do for West Brom. I mean, West Brom are below Leeds in the table; they're second bottom. You know, hoping to finish as high as they can. They will finish above Leeds if they win. So do they go into their shells a little bit, thinking the best way to see it out is defensively, and we'll soon see what they do and whether that will actually help Leeds' cause. Thomas, I think, was appreciating the pass forward there. He was just well watched all the way by the defender. Mahady to Montero. Moore was down the line into Coleman. Coleman was trying to pick out Snowden, who at least went back and won it for Leeds. Forward to Chadwick, Richards and Thomas are up there. Thomas across the face, he's putting it back into an area where a striker would have liked to have been. Sadly, our right back, makeshift left winger, we can't ask too much for him to become a striker. He just wasn't fully committed. I think even if Joe Richards had gone for broke Ben and ran into the 6-yard box, that cross wasn't getting to him.
But yeah, again, it starts from Snowden's energy. I really liked how he's gone about his work tonight, Snowden. Looked a real threat. But yeah, that occasion for Thomas. Sometimes when you are crossing, you're just crossing into an area. This occasion, be better served trying to just pick somebody out when no one's occupying the position he has vacated when he's gone out to the left-hand side crossing. But yeah, again, getting to those dangerous areas in the final third.
Diomande to Mahady. Montero over the top to Richards, who tried to copy a mirror image of James Diomande. Ball coming across his body and flick it in, but he's a lot further back than James Diomande was. But the positive was the run he made, Ben, the way he got in behind. I know we've been talking tongue-in-cheek about him playing out of position, but you wouldn't know with the run he done. The angle of it was perfect as Snowden into Thomas. That first touch got him on his right foot ready to strike. Sadly, the two centre-backs combined to take him out of the game.
Yeah, it's unlucky. He really was, because it's a great pass into him. You can see what he's trying to do, just let it run into his left foot, take it in towards the channel. West Brom just cried him out in the end, and you have to say that goal has forced West Brom back a little bit. Couple of unforced errors. Westall trying to push forward. This game's not done just yet.
Snowden, too much curl on the pass. Coleman picks up the loose clearance, rides the challenge and gets forward. Chadwick looking to play it inside, gets the deflection this time. Here's Chambers. Plenty of pink shirts in the box.
Yes!
Chambers doesn't need them though. Thumps it home across the goalkeeper. And at the Hawthorns, Sam Chambers gets a goal. Huge smile on his face and every reason to do so. What a hit. And the way he's played in little spells, Ben, he deserves a goal.
Like I said, you never know after the first goal, but game definitely back on now. And just getting into a wide area, trying to get to the touchline. He's going to say he's going to mean it all day long. I'm not disagreeing with him because he's been another player who's given his all tonight, especially in the forward areas, and we've seen plenty of incredible games at this level, Tom, that we have covered, and this has turned into yet another one of those.
Goalkeeper Brad Foster might be a little bit frustrated with himself. He's obviously expected the cross, hasn't he? But he's left a big gap for Chambers as Josh Meyer is replaced. In attack, he's got the brace.
You have to say it's probably deserved the amount of goals, if not even more, because they're going forward with created, got into some good positions. Been a real pain at times for the West Brom defenders.
Especially you can see it's lifted the players as well, but the harassing of the midfield there from Chadwick and Luca Thomas, they're bang up for it now. Not that they have it been, but it just gives you that extra burst, doesn't it, of adrenaline that you've got a goal back, and now two. What else to expect? 10 minutes of utter carnage in our final 21s game of the season as it finishes 6-5 to Leeds.
We wouldn't have it any other way.
Here's Mahady to Debayo. Simple pass to Coleman. West Brom's press certainly not as intense as it was in the first 45. Montero to Snowden, who just waiting for a little gap. He's managed to trick his way inside. Gets it to Chadwick, who gives it to Ferguson. Ferguson first time, he's got his cross wrong, but I think he felt if he takes a touch, he was going to be smothered. A lot harder though, Ben, to play it in first time when you're left, your left foot to try to get that to a teammate who's asking a lot of himself. Yeah,
and even if you get the contacts right, the bodies just wouldn't be in the box due to just how the ball's getting played out across. It's so difficult as a striker to make that run in behind, but still finding Conor Ferguson final 10 minutes getting forward in those high positions on the left hand side.
Debayo under pressure, deals with it eventually, strides out from the back and plays it forward. Chadwick. West Brom is smothering him, but he gets it down the line to Richards. Strong challenge on the back of Conor Ferguson. That's going to hurt, but he's okay. And referee wants a word with Higgins. Conor Ferguson doesn't want him to have a word. He wants to get on with things.
Yeah, but give him a yellow card or you don't. Like, I don't understand the conversation. You just let the play continue.
Here's Coleman. Forward to Chambers. Chance here. Smothered last second. The Charlies gets across. Chambers is about to let fly. And the covering defence is enough there. And that is a big opportunity. Chambers still struggling to get to his feet. What an opportunity that could have been for Leeds to score 3 quick-fire goals, all inside 7 minutes at the Hawthorns. Thomas with the arm aloft, looking for a way through. Goes short to Coleman. Debayo was the target, headed away quite easily, but Coleman rises high to get it back. Thomas tries to be a bit crafty. West Brom come away with it with Nelson. Chambers is brave, gets to the ball. There's a strong challenge from Whitwell and some committed bodies there from both sets of players, not wanting to give an inch to the other team. Coleman to Snowden, wanted it back as fast as possible. The winger goes centrally to Debayo. Here's more. Snowden will pick up the pieces, or will in fact leave it to Coleman? No, he won't. Snowden carries on. Back to Montero. Now Coleman wants a potential 1-2, taken out by a West Brom player. Referee eventually goes back. Chadwick was the one that was trying to give the instruction. I mean, Leeds could easily say that could be a yellow card. That ball was rolling and the referee wasn't set. Leeds will feel, though, of course, in that instance, the player was away. Bus stop brought him to ground. He's intentionally tried to foul. I'm not advocating for yellow cards for every challenge, but considering Leeds have got a couple, I'm sure there's a few of them thinking that. Chadwick to take the free kick. Too close to the keeper by the looks of things, and yet deals with it. And there is the time wasting out. I say taking their time because of the fact it's 3-2, and then springs into life. It's not often you see two polar opposites in such quick succession, but there we are for Brad Foster in the West Brom goal. Good work from Snowden and Chadwick. Snowden just won't sit for him, but he gets it to Chambers. Chambers tries to go on past the Trellis. Oh, he has. Chambers across the face of goal. There comes Richards. The defender gets there, and Alex Williams. Oh, it's tremendous from Sam Chambers. Richards applauds the pass. I don't know whether Ben was just getting excited because it was a potential tapping or because Joe Richards could have got a goal from left midfield. It was there on the plate, Ben. We've had to settle for a corner.
I think I'm just getting cramped myself, to be honest, watching the effort the boys have put in, especially the final 10-15 minutes. It's been great to see.
Thomas near post. West Brom clear. Coleman driving to get it to at least keep Leeds in possession, and he does, but can only go back to Mahady instead. He overhits the pass, and West Brom can come away with it. And James Debayo's got to get sprinting because the winger, if he wanted to, could have gone for broke there and attacked down the wing. Space for Whitwell. And he's got the pass to Bostock by even slicing it wrong. Forward they come, West Brom. Shot comes in, pings off the post. Leeds get a reprieve, and this isn't over for them. The Whites under pressure for the first time since getting a first goal at the Hawthorns. Nelson, Snowden and Moore back there. Nelson's gone past them. Snowden realised that and decided that it was time to take a cheap foul. And I think he will be into the referee's book. Yes, he is, and that's another one that I don't think he can have any complaints about.
Yeah, zero complaints. Just the way the ball ricocheted, who was on the wrong side was Snowden. Given absolutely everything tonight. As Joe Snowden has been a real threat coming in from this right-hand side where he's going down the line. Ball's into the box. Just stretching out his hamstrings, and why not?
Yeah, so Snowden and Richards will form part of the wall. Harvey Vincent will get a couple of minutes to try and make an impact shortly. Debayo's slightest of touches will concede a throw, but it's better than what perhaps could have been coming for Leeds. There was a potential tap in there for West Brom at the back post. And the change will come, and Vincent comes on. So Ferguson's night is over. I think Joe Richards' night is over as a left midfielder. He will slot in at left back. Vincent in his more natural wide position will get a couple of minutes to try and give Leeds a chance for a equalising goal. Whitwell. Shooting, scoring. Too easy for West Brom. Leeds sat back. Midfielders out of position. Defenders couldn't decide what to do. And Harry Whitwell punished them with a charging run forward and a finish into the bottom corner. And there is the 3 points for the Baggies.
Yeah, and that's a sucker punch, really is. After fighting so hard in the second half, getting the 2 goals, hoping for a grandstand finish, and just the way he glides past 3, 4, 5 players, not engaging on edge of the box. Good finish from his point of view, but disappointing that, yeah, disappointing we just didn't close them down.
Where he picks it up from. Right back, pretty much.
Yeah, and sometimes give credit to the player.
Yeah, great run.
Good technical ability, good finish, but then you're always looking from our side defensive. How can we do better? How can we go engage the man in possession? But we didn't do. Tired bodies, tired minds. They're doing absolutely everything in the second half. But a bit of moment of quality from West Brom, as you mentioned, seal the 3 points now, you would think.
Yeah, here's Richards. Stretching wide, looking for Snowden, who's been really good tonight for Leeds. Such a consistent player. West Brom player smashes into the Leeds midfielder. That's going to be a free kick, and I think it was the trialist that didn't miss. So set piece is coming. 5 minutes of stoppage time added on. Chadwick has the chance. Oh, maybe Luca Thomas to go for it. Chadwick's moving away. So Thomas has got to try and get it up and over. Keeper slowly moving back to his left-hand side. Wondered if Luca Thomas was going to try an effort. Easy catch for the keeper in the end. It was just over Vincent. Into the final 4 minutes. So Leeds may get a chance to get another consolation. I think West Brom are playing. They've got their spring back in their step and are now looking for a 5th at the Hawthorns. They want to really seal the deal on a season for them to go above Leeds. Not to be on that occasion. And here's Joe Snowden, no quitting him. Charging forward, down the line for Chambers. Chambers can't be brought to ground by Whitwell because he's already been carded. Chambers again, this time to the far post over Vincent. Up to Richards to try and chase it down, and while he does, he can't keep it in play. West Brom get the throw. Mahady to Coleman. Leeds not interested in build-up play now. They're going for broke. Coleman's pass miss-hit. That's why he's apologising. Here's Moore inside to Coleman. Snowden to Chambers. These two have combined very well in the second half. Chambers goes to ground. That'll be handball, they claim. Chambers looks around, searching for answers. And that pretty much sums up our night.
Yeah, it does. And could you say they're disappointed in Chambers because I think he's been really good tonight. With and without the ball. A lot of the players have. It's just those kind of fine margins. But being a young team, a young outfit, these lessons that they've learned, especially the last last few months after Christmas, been a really young outfit. Hopefully these lessons can take forward into pre-season, into the new campaign, be better for it all round.
Thomas looking down the line for Snowden. Leeds frustrated. Thomas trying to give instructions to the referee of what he expects, and just loves the passion on show. There's a minute left of the season. They're going to lose the game. It's not as if this is going to decide it. I know West Brom have got the decision, but you can't beat that fire in the belly of Leeds' players. Mahady to the bio, and now to Montero. Leeds running out of time for that third goal. Not really that bothered for it by the way they're playing. They know the season and this game is done. They might have one final throw of the dice here. More. They're taking their time. Now they're going all out for it. Ball into the box. Handball appeals. Look quite close to Chris Moore, that rather than able to get the arm out of the way. Chadwick to Richards. Back to Coleman. Leeds have a lack of width about this move at the minute. Chambers. Back to Montero. And again, Leeds going back to centre-half tells you the way they think this game is going to go. And that is the full-time score. West Brom 4, Leeds United 2, the full-time score at the Hawthorns. So Leeds will be unable to climb the table up into 20th. It's actually West Brom that finish higher than them in this campaign. And a campaign which, on the face of things, Ben Parker, looks frustrating, of course, to earn promotion last year and then finish third bottom, 18 points from 20 games. But for 80% of that, we played with an age group 3 years below where we are. Where do you think that stands in going into next season?
Right, I think you just have to look at the bigger picture, and yet don't particularly focus on the league table, because a lot of the players, even tonight for example, will be playing in that FA Youth Cup final only in a couple of weeks' time as well. So, look, be disappointed that we wanted to finish higher up than we did do, but the development for the young players, the progression that the under-18s have stepped up to the under-21s, we've seen the likes of Charlie Crew being with the first team as well. And overall, that in a bigger picture is what we're after. So, look, it's been a development season, but the development of these young players since Christmas, under Scott Gardner, under Stuart Downing, has been great to see. You could see them learning on the job. The last month or so, they've been getting the rewards outside of tonight, of course. But I think the future's bright. It really is. The under-18s have been fantastic this season, as we know. The under-21s have been getting their experience at this level. So all makes to take all his lessons on board, go into pre-season, give it everything in that campaign, and then we'll see everyone next season. It's been a pleasure for myself, from you, Tom, hasn't it? We love covering this group. We love seeing the players develop, and we'll hopefully be bringing more of the action in next season here on LUTV. Yeah,
fingers crossed. Yeah, echo your comments, Ben. Been another pleasure, despite the defeat tonight. A great few months again, seeing what the hope for the future of this club looks like. And we're back next season for more of the same. The full-time score at the Hawthorns, West Brom 4, Leeds 2.